don't see anything.
Extremely bright light. This is an Amtrak.
Great. Nifty.
You want to tour the vehicle?
Sure, if I can.
Come here. Hi, Mom. I'll give you one.
You can stand this light, otherwise you won't be able to show up.
Leave the light on, man. Start. Alright, climb on up in here. Okay, I'll start it back here, work my way around. You got your ramp, that drops all the way down. You might know that already, right?
Yeah.
Alright, over here, it's got radios, 4 of them. They're pieces of junk.
Hey, smash the switch on?
No, my switch ain't on. Because I'm going to be working on electrical stuff. I ain't doing that.
Well, let's just turn it on for now.
Why?
So the lights and all that other shit.
That won't give off much light.
I'm not asking for the light.
Alright, over here, we got a lot of stuff. Alright, let me see. Pause that for a second. This is a Cummins VT400 engine, 8-cylinder. Too bad I'm a mechanic for this thing. It's a nightmare.
How many horsepower is it put out?
How many horses? About 900.
It's not bad for 8 cylinders.
Well, that's pretty good for 8 cylinders. The transmission, you're going to get a shot of that, is a HS300 A1. You got on the engine, you got what's called a PTG pump. It's got to torque down the engine because the transmission can't handle the torque that the engine puts out. So actually, that's putting out too much power for the transmission. So we got to put a governor on it. All right. Hold on a second. We got some more shots up here. We're getting better. Yeah. It's getting better. All right. Up here we got the troop commander station. We got the driver station. We got a mechanic seat. What? All right. Down here's a side shot of the engine. Right here, where I got my hand on, it's the radiator. It goes all the way to the top of the Amtrak, all the way up. It's pretty big. It's heavy too. All right, up here's the driver station. One second, let me clear this out here where I can sit down and show you everything on here. All right. Up here is where the driver has fun. You got your bar graph. You got your tachometer. And this is your tachometer. No, that's miles per hour. And then your tachometer. When it's properly running, it should read up to about 2,800 RPMs. Then you know you're doing pretty good. This one tractor here, I did a little modification to it on my own. Alright, don't tell nobody this now, I'll get in trouble. Alright, I did a modification of it. I did a modification of it on my own. Alright, the max speed on these is supposed to be 45. Half of them won't even hit 30. This one here will hit 60. I did a little hookup on this thing. I'm the man when it comes to the machine. Alright, you got your gear selector, you got 4 gears and a pivot. You can pivot, this thing here will turn on a dime. I mean, it won't move, it'll turn on a dime. Won't lose no inches. I believe this is the only kind of vehicle you can actually be doing about 60 miles an hour, take a turn, do a complete 360 and keep going and not even lose speed. That's pretty good to me. I like that. I'll give you the display of how the bar graph and all looks. Friggin', see if I can get some other stuff going. You got a smoke generation up here.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Lets out smoke all to cover the rest of the tractors if this is the first one. You got bilge pump switches. You got 2 electric bilge pumps, and you got 2 hydraulic bilge pumps. All right, your 2 electric ones you gotta cut on. The hydraulic ones are cut on automatically when you're in the water mode. You got 3 modes for this. I'm looking right here. You got land mode, which I got it in now because I'm gonna be working on it. You got water tracks. Is where the tracks will run in the water. Then you got water jets. things on the back. It's got like 2 big old buckets that open up, and it's got nothing but a big jet propeller in the back that'll spin, push us through the water. It's been when I was thinking the story behind that was they were going to use it as an industrial trash compactor, so they gave it to us. It works though. It's fun. Alright. There you got a bow plane handle for your bow plane. It comes up on the front and it'll come up. I'll show you a picture of that. Okay. What else I got? That's all I got up here right now. I can show you this more lit up if you want.
No, that's fine.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on your ears. That's all it's going to show because nothing else is warmed up. Like the transmission's cold, so you ain't going to have a temperature until it hits 150 degrees. It's cold right now. Same thing with your engine. The pressure's cold. The water temperature, it's all cold right now. The only thing you're going to get is your pressure. Like the engine oil pressure. You see how it's tanked out? That's not good. That's why we get these auxiliary gauges up here. We got 2 auxiliary gauges. It shows your engine and your transmission in case this starts screwing up and you're not sure about that. You look over here, that gives you an accurate reading. That is an accurate reading. If it takes on the list, we don't worry about that. We usually look on this anyways. You got your air restriction. It shows you how much air restriction you got in the engine. You're only supposed to have so much. Half the time the bar graph won't show it. That's where you got this little thing right here. It's got a little reset on it. Ain't no work now, it's full of water. But it does work. Like I said, this tractor here will run up to 60 miles an hour, doing uphill too. Not just downhill on flat ground, you can go uphill 60 miles an hour. I got this baby rolling. And it doesn't give much power on the transmission. It still has the right amount of power. I just did a little modification to it. That was my trick. That was fun. Right here you got a hand throttle for water driving. In case you don't want to sit there with your foot on the gas like I got mine and hold it down like this the whole time while you're driving in water. Just slam that baby forward and it's just right up there and it keeps on cruising.
What's the range on these? Like how far can you go from ship to beach?
Ship to beach? 7 hours. The tractor is the only thing, the limit to it is the gas. That's the only limit to how far it can be away. The fuel cell holds like 171 gallons, and in water it'll operate for 7 hours. On land it'll operate for 350 miles, somewhere around there.
Well, I got a question for you. How come? I understand how ships float. You know, they got all the compartments full of water. How does this bad baby stay up?
How's it stay up?
Yeah.
That's the fun part. We got our car helmet all nice and wet from earlier. Sure you can. That's 300 plus pounds. I don't think so. I could, but I know you can't. I know how to do it. We got our car helmet right here. Everybody who rides on the tractor has one except for the passengers in the back. Just slap the bad boy on like this. Good. Okay. Alright. See, this is how you would wear it. But say conditions are rough and all, like wind, water and all, just take your goggles, slide them down. Then you're hooked up. Ah. It's bright. That's our cook and I'm gonna kill him.
Cooks in the range do anything?
No.
Nah.
Don't do a dang thing.
It's like the Navy.
Yep. Well, you want to shut that off? Come on up here and I'll show you the inside.
Drags down. Where are you from?
State-wise?
Yeah.
Illinois.
Ah, sorry to hear that.
Where are you from?
South Dakota.
South Carolina?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. Go to South Carolina. I'm asking where. That's not cool. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Keep this. Transmission I was telling you about right here. It's a HS400 3A1 transmission. Tell you the truth, it's a piece of garbage. It's about what it is. All this weird stuff on it, like this here is just a fan, cools off your radiator. It'll suck in a lot on your radiator. You got your brake. This is part of your brake. Both these arms. Brakes are, the brakes are flat right now. I can't push them down. That's a good reason.
Check out that rust.
Yeah, check out the rust. It ain't supposed to be there. The rust is not supposed to be there. I'm gonna have to get on my crew's butt about that.
What's your job with the track?
Mechanic. I'm a mechanic. And I'm also a crewman, all other kind of stuff that goes along with the job. I'm all kind of things. To tell you the truth. Alright. You were asking earlier how this thing floats, right? Well, okay, on the bottom we got what's called hole plugs. There's 4 hole plugs in the bottom of the tractor. Alright? It'll keep it floating. Hold up.
I got it. What?
Alright, you got the 4 hole plugs in the bottom. They keep the water from coming up underneath. Alright, now, right here, when this is in land, this will be all the way up here in the open position. That'll allow air to come through here, right here. So when your fan's turning, it'll suck the air through here, onto your radiator and out the other one. If you notice, there's another one like this on the back, but you can't pull that up by hand. You gotta get a jack to pull that up, because it doesn't have springs on it. This one here has springs on it, so you can open and close it real easily. Half of them don't even work. Okay, in the water, this here will shut down here, and it'll lock up here. It'll lock on this little plate. That'll keep the water from pouring into here. That keeps the water out, most of it. Alright, on the sides, you got what's called pontoons. It's nothing but airfield. It's just got compressor in it. It's got just nothing but like a lot of pressure in it. And it helps keep the Amtrak floating and all. But when this thing's in the water, you ain't got to worry about it going down, because you got 4 pumps and they all put out 150 gallons per minute. I don't think you're going to go down anytime soon, because you already take on that much water. Alright, over here, let you get over here, try and get a shot at the final drive and all that, and get you some good shots here. Right here, you got a final drive assembly. Alright, you got water in the hole too. Okay, this is the final drive, what I got my foot on right here. It goes to the outside of the tractor, it mounts from the outside in. You got to put RTV and all the sealant all around the side of it. That way no water leaks in. But that's what turns your track right there. This right here will turn your track. U-joint spins, this will spin. You got a big gear. You got a big gear clutch right here, a big one. Right down here on this plate right here, there's another clutch. It's a big gear clutch. It turns, it'll turn. And on the outside, you got a sprocket that hooks up to it. And then you got your track that lays over the sprocket, and it just connects. It all just connects. Oh man, it is hot.
Yeah, the ACs are down.
So what?
We had other 2 air conditioners are down on the ship. We only got 2 of them. They're both down.
Dang.
Get used to it. It's just like this. They never work.
It is burning up.
Yeah.
All right. Up here you got your vent fan for the inside, because it does get kind of hot.
Yes.
You gotta have somewhere to cool off without having the heat stroke. And that's basically it for underneath here. Just want to show you the transmission, the rest of the cooling tower, the fan, final drives. There's one of your bilge pumps. That little thing there, there's 150 gallons a minute. That's a lot of water for a little pump.
Yeah.
Alright, the rest is outside that I can show you.
Alright. They got
Yeah.
it's got a sensor in there. It's for smoke grenades, right?
Alright,
And then
in here, you put your smoke grenades, you hold it up. You got this set of 4, this set of 4. You don't launch them off individually. You either launch off all 4 of these at once, or all 4 of those at once. So you can launch off all 8 at once. You can't launch one at a time. It won't work. That's all there is to know about smoke grenades. Let's go to the inside here, come on over here. This is where you get fun right here. Keep your head down here. I'm about to show you. Right over here, you got your 50 cal.
That's just like what we got. I work with the guns here on the ship.
This is a 50 cal Mongoose, set up for a right hand feed. Your ammo trays fit back up here in the back. You run your belt around through here. What you do is open up the cover like that. Alright, that's a better picture. Open up the cover like that. You just set your rounds on here. This weapon is deadline. Alright, you set your rounds on there, just take your cover, slam it back down, and you're set to go. Go to charge it.
That's all hand crank?
Yep. The elevation's hand crank is right here. You got your firing button right there too. When you go to charge this, you gotta charge it twice. You gotta, that's 1, 2, it's ready to fire. All you gotta do is arm it and pull the trigger. Just push the trigger and you're firing 50s like it's cool. Alright, on your 40 millimeter, that's a different story. Let me show you, hold on a second. I gotta show you this one from the outside. Hold on a second. I'm gonna show you this from the outside. What? No, not yet. There's your Mark 19 40 millimeter grenade launcher, fully automatic. It makes the same thing. You gotta feed your rounds in from in right here. You got a little feeder. If I can get this off, I'll show you. You got a little feeder. Come on, baby. Work for me. Be nice. All right. There you go. Don't load this up with this on here. All right, this will be off. Just like that. Alright. Feed your rounds through here. There'll be a guy on the inside in the cage. You'll be putting them up inside the cage. It'll hold 99 rounds. Okay. Then you take it. You got your belt hanging out here, the rest of your belt out here. You slide this on it. Open up the tray. You hook all this up to it. You slide your first round. Where the first round sits right here. Now all you gotta do is slam the cover back down. It should be locked down in place. See this weapon? It looks like the weapon will pop out easy, but that weapon ain't going nowhere. That's in there tight.
How fast does that grenade launcher shoot?
Grenade launcher shoot? Put all 99 rounds off in a minute. That's pretty fast to me.
For grenades, yeah?
It's pretty fun too. Real fun. You get fireman at AP Hill? Oh, well, you got wimps. You got sucker. But it all feeds out from the inside here all the way through. It just comes right on through. Just keep chucking them down range and have fun. Just blow whatever you can off.
All right, thanks a lot. I'll let you get back to work now.
This is diversion back and forth. All right, man, just do a manual, just hold on. Pick your feet up, sit on top of the station. Like, sit up on the station. That way we're not too first. There you go, you got some cool view. There you go, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hold on now.
I'm holding on. Woo.
All right, there you go. Then you can do a manual, just like that. You get your little things in there. All right, you got some spotlight power. Right. What light on now? You got your exhaust light, you got exhaust in here. Your rounds put all that carbon monoxide and all in here. Then you got your sight power that will be the sight right out here mounted on top of the barrel. is everything for your weapons, right here. You got your 40 millimeter and your 50, just like it's mine. You got your 40 millimeter and your 50 right here. It's the same way. All of it's right there. Right there, I got my 40 millimeter arm. I can pull the trigger, fire off my 40. Switch back over, pull the trigger, fire off the 50. You say you're not supposed to be able to fire off the 40 and the 50 together. That's a lie. I proved that wrong. All you gotta do is set it in the 40 and you can fire the 50 cal automatically with your hand. You can fire that with your hand while firing the 40 electrically. But you can't fire the 40 with your hand. You ain't got enough arm strength to do that.
Yeah.
I ain't seen nobody yet be able to do that. Right here you got your sight. This is pretty cool right here. It's expensive as hell though. It's like $14,000. Right over here you got your day sight. You can look through it, it'll give you all your little numbers and everything. It shows you what distance you're at. This over here is your night sight. I cut this on for you, but I don't want to burn out the lens.
That's alright.
I don't feel like paying no $14,000 for this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to burn out my lens. That's basically it. Let's cut this bad boy off. It's called an outplane. This thing here just raise up. When you're in the water, it'll just raise up, it'll point like out in an angle like this. It keeps the nose from riding underneath the water. When you're doing like combat speed and all that other stuff. Of course, you saw me dog down the train. How you doing that? Right here, all this stuff is new. It's just put on this year. It's called ink applicated armor. It says it's strong enough to stop a mortar round or the shrapnel from a mortar round, not a direct hit. I don't know about that. I never tried it, and I'm not going to. I don't plan to. But this is pretty. It looks light in little small pieces. Like this right here is one little section of it right here. It looks like it's light and it's real thin. You figure it'd be real light. That thing's heavy. It's like Kevlar. It's got like oil. It's got some kind of special metal in the center of it, and it's got some kind of alloy on the back of it. Okay, what I was saying earlier about your driving a tractor, here's your sprocket ring, right here, stirs your tracks. That'll spin, it'll take your track and pull it. It'll pull your track, and that'll set down, and then it just pulls from the back, and pulls back forward. It doesn't, just like, the whole track doesn't turn. It's like you're saying, a car going 45 miles an hour. You see both sides of the tire turning. Like say the top side of the tire is going 45 miles an hour. What about the bottom side? Yeah, it'll be turning too. Well, this is different. If I'm going 45 miles an hour in this, the top of the track will be going 45 miles an hour, but the bottom of the track will be standing still because it's going to be on the ground and you're pulling it. And every time you pull, you're just going to pull that last piece right up here off the back where it starts to come up. You just pull it up and just start pulling. It just pulls the back of the tractor. So it's not actually like it pulls from the front. It starts in the back. See, this is where all the drive comes from. It doesn't pull the front of your tractor. It pulls the back of your tractor forward. And the rest just goes with it. That's all it does. Yeah. Right here's what I was telling you about your water drive. That's what I was telling you how you drive in the water. Underneath this bucket is not more than like a big jet propeller. It's just a big propeller. It was supposed to be a trash compactor, but it never worked, so they gave it to us and we put it on the Amtrak and it worked. I mean, what can you say? Right now we got to cover it up where you can't see it.
That's kind of weird because the Navy gave us this ship and it worked better as a trash compactor, so you never know.
Well, I don't know. This is supposed to be a trash compactor and we got it using as a jet propulsion unit. So I mean, it's worth something. Y'all only ever goes wrong and all. Here's the underneath right here. You see how big it is. All this right here, all the way up to where it stops right there. All that's not for the jet. Right here. It comes all the way back. All this hooks up to it. Everything you see right here hooks up to it. All that. This will move right here. When you want to go forward in the water, this will open up and it'll blow water out this way. When you want to steer, like say you steer right, this right deflector is what it's called. It's a deflector. It'll close. it'll push water out this way through these little vents. It'll push water out this way, and the left one will be open. And all it does is this pushes back like this, and that one's pushing around. It just turns like that. Then when you pull it straight, all it does is open back up. When you want to go in reverse, both of them just close, and both the jets just spray water out the side like this, and they'll just back up. And basically that's it. That's Amtrak.
Great.
In detail.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
No problem.
Appreciate it. And thank you too for just being here.
All right.